Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson is presented by Adena Springs, BC2A Paste, Bevins Motor Company, Bloodstock Research, Breeders' Cup, Brumfield Hay and Grain, Claiborne Farm, GLC 5500, Gainesway, Horse Sense, Keeneland, Kinetic, Lanes Inn, Malone's, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Pin Oak Stud, Quillen Leather and Tack, and Thoroughbred Times.
Hello everyone and welcome to Thoroughbred Week, featuring stakes action from opening weekend at Saratoga and Del Mar, including a European import in the Grade 1 Coaching Club American Oaks and a repeat victory by a reigning champion in the Grade 1 Eddie Reed Stakes. We begin with sprinters at the Spa in the Grade 3 James Marvin Stakes. Last year's winner Jackson Ben, the 4-5 favorite. Tom Durkin has the call.
The half was 46 and 3/5 seconds. Pacific Ocean down inside. On the outside, Crossbow now moves to him. Those two are head-to-head for the lead as they turn for home. Kaish Electronica down on the fence. Jackson Bend on the far outside. And Gold Digger's Boy coming into the final furlong. It's still Pacific Ocean narrowly. Crossbow right there on the outside. Kaish Electronica and Gold Digger's Boy inside the final 16th of a mile. It is Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean wins it by 2.
Pacific Ocean by Adena Springs Stallion Ghost Sapper, the front-running winner officially by a length and 3/4 over Gold Digger's Boy. Joel Rosario aboard the Keeneland Sales Graduate in 1:22.2, a 1:08 brisk speed rating. Originally trained by Wayne Catalano for Gary and Mary West, Pacific Ocean won the Grade 3 Vernon O. Underwood Stakes last November for trainer Mike Mitchell and current owner Dennis Narlinger. This was his second start in New York for Rick Dutrow. The 5-year-old horse was bred in Kentucky by Sortelstown Stud and was a $300,000 Keeneland September yearling. Pacific Ocean has earned $217,000. Saratoga Stakes action is presented by Brumfield Hay and Grain, serving the horse industry since 1938. Fillies and mares in the Grade 2 Delaware Handicap. Champion Royal Delta, the 1-2 favorite. John Curran picks up the call.
These are sprint-like fractions being set by Love and Pride as we race down the backstretch. Love and Pride leads it by 3. Now Royal Delta edging a bit closer. Awesome Maria's between horses. On the inside, moving up Tiz Miss Sue. Cash for Clunkers on the outside. 10 or 12 lengths to Pack Attack and Daring Reality. It's still Love and Pride. Goes the 6 in 1:09.4. How much further can she go? Love and Pride showing the way by 4 or 5 over Royal Delta and Awesome Maria. They're both moving up in tandem. Those two great fillies are coming after Love and Pride with 3/8 to go. Love and Pride, the lead is dwindling away. And now here comes favorite Royal Delta. Awesome Maria trying to angle to the inside. Tiz Miss Shoes running a big one as they race around the bend. Royal Delta sent to the front by Mike Smith. Can anybody catch her now? They've gone the mile in 1:36, turning for home. It's Royal Delta's race to win or lose. Awesome Maria doesn't have it today. Tiz Miss Sue's running a huge one. Royal Delta digging in. Tiz Miss Sue is bidding for the upset. The hometown horse making Royal Delta work every step of the way down the lane. Royal Delta, Mike Smith, Joe Rocco Jr. and Tiz Miss Sue. Royal Delta, Tiz Miss Sue to the line. Royal Delta sticks it out by a head over Tiz Miss Sue.
Odds-on favorite Royal Delta holds off the determined bid of longshot Tiz Miss Sue by a neck. The Keeneland Sales Graduate under high weight of 124 pounds and Mike Smith in 2:03.2. Royal Delta earns an automatic berth in the Breeders' Cup Ladies Classic, the race she won last year to clinch the Eclipse Award as champion 3-year-old filly. The Belmont trainee was coming off an 8-length victory in the Grade 2 Fleur-de-Lis Handicap. The 4-year-old filly by Empire Maker was bred in Kentucky by Paladine's Investments. Bessie Lou Stables acquired her for a sales-topping $8.5 million at the 2011 Keeneland November sale from the dispersal of the estate of Prince Saad bin Salman. Royal Delta's bankroll stands at $2,263,000. More racing coming up, but first here's the upcoming schedule in the Breeders' Cup Win and You're In Challenge Series. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Grade 1 Eddie Reed Stakes coming up in this segment. But we begin with 2-year-old fillies at Saratoga in the Grade 3 Schuylerville Stakes. So Many Ways, the 5-2 favorite. Tom Durkin picks up the call.
Baby J a length. Can't Explain creeping closer, second on the outside by 3. And then farther back there goes So Many Ways now, rallies up to be third. Down toward the inside, it's Sweet Shirley May. And then Fully Living, Brown Eyes Blue has dropped off to trail the field. Baby J's won a half mile in 45 and 4/5 seconds. Baby J desperately trying to hang in there. Can't Explain keeps on pecking away. On the outside, So Many Ways. Those three into the final furlong of the Schuylerville. Baby J down inside. On the outside, So Many Ways and Can't Explain. So Many Ways, Can't Explain. On the wire, So Many Ways has won the Schuylerville by a length.
Favored So Many Ways takes it officially by a length and a half over Can't Explain. Javier Castellano aboard in 1:11 and 2. The Tony Dutrow trainee advancing to Graded Stakes Company after breaking her maiden by 8 lengths on debut at Parks Racing. The Pennsylvania bred filly was a $22,000 yearling. So Many Ways has earned nearly $128,000 for Maggie Moss. 2-year-old Colson Gelding's at the Spa in the Grade 2 Sanford Stakes. Burn Identity, the 9-5 favorite. Again, here's Tom Durkin.
Handsome Jack and Brave Dave at each other's throats. A 21 and 3 opening quarter mile. A wicked battle up front as they round the far turn. And then it's Special Joe, Rose Junction in between horses. Down toward the inside, Burn Identity. 128 is 7 from the front. Brave Dave and Handsome Jack still going at each other. A 21 and 3/4, a 44 and 3 half mile. And way wide goes Brave Dave. Handsome Jack has inherited the lead by 2, but coming at him, it's Burn Identity with 1 furlong to go. And then Rose Junction and Special Joe in 128 coming down to the finish. Here comes Burn Identity. Burn Identity to collar Handsome Jack. Farther back, Brave Dave in 128 on the wire. Burn Identity has won the Sanford by a length.
Favored Burn Identity runs by Handsome Jack to score officially by a length and a quarter. Rosie Napravnik aboard the 2-time Keeneland Sales graduate in 1:11 flat. Second in his first start, the Kelly Breen trainee was coming off a 13 and 3/4 length maiden victory at Belmont Park. The colt by Bernstein was bred in Kentucky by Galleria Bloodstock, Crosshaven Bloodstock, and Petaluma Bloodstock. Burn Identity has earned $276,000 for George and Lori Hall, including a $100,000 New York Racing Association bonus. The colt was consigned by Paramount Sales to the 2011 Keeneland January sale, where he was originally purchased by Dundrum Farm for $43,000. 8 months later, the future Graded Stakes winner was consigned by Hunter Valley Farm to the 2011 Keeneland September yearling sale, where he was acquired by the Halls for $75,000. Grade 2 Sanford Stakes winner Burn Identity, the Keeneland Sales graduate of the week. To Woodbine for turf horses in the Grade 2 Nijinsky Stakes. New York shipper Imagining, the 11-10 favorite. Dan Loisel picks up the call.
48 and 1 for the opening half mile as they head into the turn. And it's Kara's Orientation. Eddie Castro gets Imagining closer now, camped at the flank of Kara's Orientation. Pender Harbor is third, Riding the River in fourth position. Then Hollinger, Hotep's 9 lengths off the lead. Kara's Orientation, Imagining's called on for more run now, and Pender Harbor's being worked on by Luis Contreras as they come to the top of the stretch. They are at the quarter pole. Imagining comes on, the King Edward winner. Riding the River's in very tight there, looking for a seam. Imagining, Castro goes to work. On the outside, Pender Harbor still in tight as Riding the River. Pender Harbor, Riding the River. Hollinger's unleashing a kick on the far outside, and Riding the River has found some running room now. Hotep closes from well back. Riding the River on the inside has won the Nijinsky.
9-1, Riding the River overcomes a troubled trip to defeat Hotep by a neck. Todd Cable, the winning jockey, in 148 flat. Riding the River given little respect by the bettors, despite taking the Grade 3 King Edward Stakes over the course in his latest. The 5-year-old gelding by Wiseman's Ferry was bred in Kentucky by Juliana Oram and was a $3,500 yearling. Trained by David Cody, Riding the River has earned $591,000 for Dominion Bloodstock, HGHR Incorporated, and Lindmack Farm. To Del Mar for the Grade 1 Eddie Reed Stakes. Last year's winner, Champion Acclamation, the 1-2 favorite. Trevor Denman has the call.
All riders happy with his situation. Doesn't look like there's going to be much of a change. On the lead, Acclamation by an easy length out here. In second is Slim Shady, just bowling along in that second spot. Hogs Hollow is tucked in third. Alongside of that comes Interaction. 2.5 lengths separates those four. And then a gap of 5 back to Casino Host. They've got less than a half mile to go in the Eddie Reed, and Acclamation now kicking on for home. And Acclamation sent about his business. He responds willingly. And Acclamation opens up on the turn, leads at 1.5 lengths. Slim Shady coming to tackle on the outside. Hogs Hollow third, then Interaction. Casino Host didn't get involved. They are homeward bound in the Eddie Reed. Acclamation gets 2 taps on the shoulder. He's well clear though. Acclamation leads it by 4 lengths. Now here's Interaction in the white cap. Interaction finishing strongly on the inside. Acclamation shifting out, but he's still full of run. Acclamation just plain too classy. And Acclamation and Pat Valenzuela very impressive in the Eddie Reed.
Odds on favorite Acclamation, the repeat winner of the Eddie Reed, by 2 3/4 lengths over Interaction. Patrick Valenzuela up in 146-4. That's 7 consecutive graded stakes victories, including 5 grade 1s for the Eclipse Award winner as champion older male of 2011. Next target for the Donald Warren trainee is the Grade 1 Pacific Classic, which he also won last year. The 6-year-old horse by unusual heat was bred in California by Old English Rancho. Acclamation has earned $1,958,000 for Peter and Mary Hilvers and Bunny and Judy Johnston. Acclamation paid $3 to win and is the Malone's favorite of the week, presented by Malone's, Lexington's favorite steakhouse. The Lanes and Stallion of the week is the beautifully bred Aftermarket, a son of Stormcat out of Grade 1 winner Tranquility Lake. Aftermarket is the 8th leading active second crop sire. Last weekend, his daughter Volcat became his 4th stakes winner with her victory in the Grade 3 Virginia Oaks. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Grade 2 Virginia Derby coming up in this segment. 3-year-old stakes action is presented by BC2A Paste. Reduce the likelihood of tying up with BC2A Paste. We begin with fillies in the Grade 3 Arlington Oaks. Treasured Up, the 7-5 favorite, John Dooley has the call.
Under 3 furlongs from the winning line. Latia has made every yard so far. Latia, lady candidate, right there, poised to challenge. Sky Dreamer coming wide. Here's the quarter pole. Ire, Annie Russell under pressure. Treasured Up in the orange cap. Leads into the dance, the last one into the stretch. 3/4 for the longtime leader, Latia. 114 flat, and Latia sets sail for the final furlong. She's gone suddenly 6 lengths clear. Sky Dreamer, Ire at the rail and lady candidate. Then end of the dance. Treasured Up is 6th. Latia, Sky Dreamer. Latia wins the Arlington Oaks.
Latia sets all the fractions to defeat Sky Dreamer by 3/4 of a length. Constantino Roman, the winning jockey, in 151-2. Winless in her first 3 starts on dirt at Hawthorne, Latia is 3 for 3 over the Arlington Park Polytrack for trainer Brian Williamson. An 8 1/4 length winner of the Purple Violet Stakes in her latest, she was making her first start against Open Company. The filly by City Place was bred in Illinois by Salvatore Hernandez. Latia has earned $182,000 for Hernandez Racing Club. To Colonial Downs for the Grade 3 Virginia Oaks. Zoltanite, the 11-10 favorite, Dave Rodman picks up the call.
Zoltanite's now only 5 from the front, and getting through in between horses is Zoltanite, who's still got 5 to make up in the back of the pack. New leader, Volcat. Volcat and Falare Loro, 1-2 at the top of the stretch. Ski Holiday is third, Julius Starr. Zoltanite's working very, very hard there from 4th now on the outside and toiling there about 7 or 8 from the front. They're into the stretch, 1/4 mile left to go. And it's Volcat who got the kick. Volcat opens up in Falare Loro second and Ski Holiday in third. They're in that final furlong, and it's Volcat, Falare Loro trying to chop that one down as they come to the line. It's going to be very, very close. Volcat holds.
9-5 second choice Volcat by Lanes and Stallion Aftermarket holds off Falare Loro by half a length. Robbie Alvarado up in 152 flat. Last of 8 in her only other stakes appearance, the Grade 3 8 Bells, Volcat was coming off an allowance victory over the Churchill Downs turf. The winner was bred in Kentucky by Edmund and Sharon Hudon. Trained by Kenny McPeak, Volcat has earned $184,000 for Landaluce Aduce Stables. To Del Mar for 3-year-old fillies in the Grade 2 San Clemente handicap. In her first start on turf, Grade 1 winner Eden's Moon, the 9-10 favorite. Once again, here's Trevor Denman.
No change, a half-mile left to go, and it is still Eden's Moon showing the way just over a length. In the second spot is Don't Get Mad Alexis. Along the inside we have Oblivion in the black colours, being followed then by Open Water, Indigo River on the far side. Killer Grace is at the back of the leading group, and By Rama tries to roll but is still 9 off them. They come to the top of the lane and Eden's Moon kicks for home. Eden's Moon taken on by Don't Get Mad Alexis. Eden's Moon digs deep, finds more. Don't Get Mad Alexis stretching her every yard of the way. Along the inside now, here comes Open Water with a nice run. Open Water is finishing gamely. Indigo River on the outside, but Eden's Moon's finding more. Eden's Moon, the more they asked, the more she gave. And Eden's Moon and Rafael Bejarano have taken the San Clemente.
Odds-on favorite Eden's Moon takes to the turf to defeat Longshot Open Water by a length and a quarter. Rafael Bejarano, the winning jockey, in 134-1. Winner of the Grade 1 Las Virgenes Stakes on dirt, and second by a nose in the Grade 2 Hollywood Oaks on cushion track, the Bob Baffert trainee displays her versatility at Del Mar. The filly by Malibu Moon was bred in Florida by Bridlewood Farm and was a $390,000 2-year-old. Eden's Moon has earned $358,000 for Kaleem Shaw. Del Mar Stakes action is presented by IRT, flying your horse with care for over 40 years. Back to Colonial Downs for the Grade 2 Virginia Derby. 9-10 favorite Silver Max has unexpected company on the front end as we pick up the call by Dave Rodman.
Julian Pimentel on 2 months' rent has gone to the front, but uncontrollable. The saddle has slipped up there, is out of the irons as the rider. But Silver Max now and 2 months' rent, but 2 months' rent with the rider saddle slipped up and out of the irons. Leads Silver Max 3/4 of a length. Coach Royal is in third, another 5. And next is Finnegan's Wake, is making forward progress there from fourth. Easy Crossing is 5th. And next to the back of the pack are Lucky Chappie, followed by Optimizer. Mr. Handsome, the half, was in 51/5 of a second. 6 furlongs yielding ground in 1:14. And so now 2 men's rent has been guided out of the race, and Silver Max now has that lead, but Finnegan's Wake is storming up on the outside. Coach Royal is right there in third. It's 4 to Easy Crossing, who's in fourth. Lucky Chappie trying to get some stretch kick going toward the center of this colonial course. They're into the stretch now, and here is Silver Max. Asked the question, leads it by 2 lengths, with Finnegan's Wake trying to bridge the gap on the outside. Del Roman's 1-2. Lucky Chappie motoring home on the outside with some late kick. But it's Silver Max. Silver Max, sensational. 7 for 7 on the turf this year.
Odds-on favorite Silver Max continues his winning streak by a length over Lucky Chappie. The winner under high weight of 123 pounds in Robbie Alvarado in 204 flat, a 108 brisk speed rating. Undefeated on turf this year, Silver Max is working on a 6-race winning streak. The Del Romans trainee easily defeated his stablemate Cosetti in the Oliver Stakes at Indiana Downs in his latest. The colt by Badge of Silver was bred in Kentucky by Steve Snowden, Seth and Will Laufer, and was a $20,000 yearling. Silver Max has earned nearly $856,000 from Mark Bacon and Dana Wells. Coming up, an Oaks repeat for Team Godolphin. Time now for the feature race of the week presented by Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936. It's the Grade 1 Coaching Club American Oaks. In lingerie, the 3-2 favorite. Here's the call by Tom Durkin.
The field moves up the backstretch run. And there goes Questing now to make that lead. 4.5 furlongs out. Questing has moved early on to grab that lead. The half was up in 47 3/5 seconds. Questing continues to tangle here with Yara. The others getting closer, and there goes In Lingerie. In Lingerie powers up now, running in third. And then it's Funny Proposition, who's fourth on the outside as they round the far turn, 3/4 up in 1:12-1. moving toward the top of the stretch. Questing, and So Impressive now. And those two come to the top of the stretch together. In Lingerie is back in third as the field turns for home. Top of the stretch. And Questing leads the field coming down to the final furlong. So Impressive is fully extended second, but has now dropped 3 lengths behind. In Lingerie continues on in third as they come down to the finish, to the triumph of Questing, drifting out, but well clear to win the Coaching Club American Oaks.
Allowed to dictate the pace, Godolphin's Questing draws off to defeat So Impressive by 4 1/4 lengths. 19-year-old Irad Ortiz Jr., the winning jockey, in 150-1. Group stakes placed at Newmarket and Goodwood last year for John Gosden. Questing was making her 4th U.S. start for Kieran McLaughlin, who sent out Godolphin's It's Tricky to win this race last year. Questing was an easy front-running winner of an allowance optional claimer at Belmont Park in her latest. The filly by Hard Spun was bred in Great Britain by Darley. Questing has earned nearly $315,000 for Godolphin Racing. Irad Ortiz Jr. with a safe ride of the week, presented by Sally Horse Fans, the safest way to the winner's circle. We'll see you next week here on Thoroughbred Week.
Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson has been presented by Adena Springs, BC2A Paste, Bevins Motor Company, Bloodstock Research, Breeders' Cup, Brumfield Hay and Grain, Claiborne Farm, GLC 5500, Gainesway, Horse Sense, Keeneland, Kinetic, Lanes Inn, Malone's, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Pin Oak Stud, Quillen Leather and Tack, and Thoroughbred Times. Produced by John Henderson in association with Scott Ryan.